Hello folks, and welcome back to the next installment of our Bloodlines 2 build. Now, as you can see, we've got a lot of woodworking parts here, and that should give you a clue as to what we're going to be doing. So, the front of our case comes with one of these, which is a tempered glass window, which does look very nice, and also you can see the fans and everything behind it. But for the theme of this particular build, it doesn't quite fit in because glass is very much kind of a modern thing, and we do have a lot of glass going on the side panels as is, just so you can see inside. So I thought it'd be nicer if we instead replaced the glass and the top aluminium part of the frame with something a little bit warmer, which is sapele. So what we've got here are a pair of sapele boards that we're going to be using to cover both the top and the front, along with some of the maybe other aesthetic elements inside the case if I have time. The only thing is I don't actually know what I'm going to be doing with it quite yet, because this has a very interesting order of operations, this project, so I'm still in fact designing it as we're taking this video. So later on in the video you'll see what I've done, but that means it's going to be quite exciting because I've got all these tools out and I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing with them or how I'm going to be using them. In fact, I may not even be using many of these at all, because if I go for a particular design that's very geometric, it would actually make more sense for me to try cutting this on the CNC machine, which at least from my perspective is also kind of interesting because I've not really cut any kind of wood on the CNC before. I've done a bit of plywood and obviously MDF, but that doesn't count, that's not real wood, come on. But proper hardwood, I've not done on it before. So hopefully my tooling is going to be okay for that. Carbide is carbide, so it should be fine. So that'll be interesting. Maybe it'll involve a bit of carving. If I have time, I would very much like to try doing a little bit of that by hand, but if not, I'll have to use the CNC for it. Likewise, I would like to try using some of my nice hand planes to be able to go at it and reduce the thicknesses, smooth things out, and actually just get a bit of practical time, because wood is a really interesting material to work with. It has a definite character, a grain, and you have to get to know it. So to be able to work with it, you have to understand it and give it a little bit of time, and I really enjoy that process. So hopefully, if my design permits it, I'll be able to use some of these tools and really kind of get down and get to know this grain and see what I can work from it. So why don't we get started by making the wooden cover that's going in front of the mid-plate distro plate. So what I've got planned for that is it basically is going to cover the right-hand portion where the reservoir goes, and it's going to have a nice sort of figure of 8 from the Bloodlines logo cut into it from that. And then I'm also going to be doing some sort of carving parts on the top, sort of maybe like a filigree scroll pattern type thing, just to make it really interesting. And then I'm hoping afterwards to sand it down and then give it like a French polished mahogany deep finish. So that should make it look very luxurious and sort of rich in colour, and I think should look really interesting and befit the mod, especially with all the leather and the burgundy painted parts. Should be quite special. Now I've modelled that up all in CAD, so let's go take a look at that now, and then we'll get started. So I thought it'd be nicer if we instead replace the glass and the top aluminium part of the frame with something a little bit warmer, which is sapele. We're not using it.